European firms look for footing in China-US spat, French execs say. 1/2. AIXEN Province, France, July 9, Reuters. European firms are concerned they could get caught in the crossfire of rising economic rivalry between the United States and China, with some officials at a French business conference also frustrated at Europe's slowness in crafting a response. Rising trade tensions between the two superpowers are adding to the problems facing politicians and executives as they face a European economy operating at close to standstill, and guessing whether to prepare for a hard or soft landing. "We're keeping a particularly close eye on the current tensions between the US and China," said Florent Menegaux, chief executive of French tire maker Michelin, MICP.PA. "Geopolitics obviously has an influence on the way companies operate," Menegaux said, adding Michelin was reviewing the sourcing of some components to avoid being too dependent on China. The search for other sources of raw materials, or reworking supply chains to cut exposure to China, dubbed de-risking in the West, was further fueled by China's recent restrictions on exports of two key raw materials, gallium and germanium, used in making semiconductors. "We're paying for the competition between the United States and China," Renault, RENA.PA, Chairman Jean-Dominique Senard said, in reference to the Chinese curbs, as Europe grapples with what he called a Chinese storm looming over the electric vehicle industry. China's show of force over the supply chain for key metals comes after years of strategic investments and shouldn't come as a surprise, said Crystal Boris, chief executive of mining group Eramet, ERMT.PA. "They've built monopolies and they use them," Boris said. In the EV, battery value chain, it's not just a question of controlling the chain, but also of controlling costs, Boris said, adding that China was in the midst of building another monopoly over the supply of nickel and cobalt, also key battery components, in Indonesia.